Tales of Tellos presents Heroes of Eremer, the Crimson Peacekeepers. Dearest darling viewers, let me introduce you to Alice Mezher. Her name may already be familiar to some amongst certain social circles in Xeric. The toast of the upper crust, a headliner on the society pages, alongside her industrialist husband, Bruce Mezher. But it seems Mrs. Mezher is earning a reputation of her own as, of all things, an adventurer and a hero, with the group known as the Crimson Peacekeepers. And oh yes, she sees ghosts. Perhaps we should not be so surprised by Alice's rise to fame. As a child of ambition, she has been raised to strive for excellence. Her parents, Risic and Isidore Irschel, immigrants from the Ria, wanted only the best for their children. Her parents did what they could to provide Alice and her siblings, Tomas, Penelope, Simone, Isabella, and Risic Jr., with every advantage. As the second of those 6 children, and the eldest daughter, Alice felt the pressure of her parents' well-intended expectations. Alice attended a finishing school and tried to fulfill her mother's idea of a proper lady. As she became an adult and moved out on her own, she fell in love and married a wealthy industrialist, the owner of Papery Industries, Bruce Mezher. Aided in their comfort by their butler Nasir, together Alice and Bruce lived the privileged and relatively safe life of socialites in high society, until nearly a year ago, on what should have been a quiet trip back to Xeric from a luxurious holiday in Erdida, fate intervened and Alice and her husband found themselves on the hijacking of the Iron Griffin. Much to her own surprise, Alice discovered a wellspring of courage within herself, as she stepped forward alongside a number of other brave passengers to fight off the bandits and save countless innocent lives. In the aftermath, she continued to journey with some of her compatriots from the Iron Griffin, as well as some other companions they met along the way, to form a group that we now know as the Crimson Peacekeepers. Like many of her socialite peers, Alice has a talent for music as a skilled violinist. Unlike many of her peers, however, she possesses the force of will to turn that music into magic as a bard. Although her particular bardic talent comes with a rather peculiar byproduct, the ability to see ghosts, which at first seemed a spooky and frightening revelation, but Alice has since embraced her abilities and made her entourage of regular ghostly visitors into her friends and partners, as she has harnessed their ethereal abilities to help her in her battles. In addition to her magical abilities, Alice has been training with her teammate Zanashara to improve as a swordswoman, and Lady Mezher has become quite adept with her rapier in battle. Despite a rather uncharacteristic humility regarding her fighting prowess, Alice has a certain reputation amongst her teammates as the one to frequently deal the final blow. Alice has also secured the assistance of certain other entities from the beyond, as it seems she has made a pact with what she describes as a horse-like celestial being called a Kirin. They speak to her through the water and grant her the powers of a warlock, and in return for their help, she says the entity only wants her to be a better person. Not, of course, that anyone of reputation would admit to selling their soul to an evil entity, even if they had. But the noble deeds accomplished by Alice Mezher and the Crimson Peacekeepers would support the fact that they are indeed working as a force for good in the world. As a group, they played a pivotal role in ending the Giant War and protecting the cities and farmlands of Eremer, and they've done even more to protect the people of Eremer, indeed to protect all the people of Tellos from dangers unseen as they fight the Anti-16, harbingers hoping to end the gods of Tellos and bring about an endless war. While Alice's star has been on the rise, her husband Bruce has been facing challenges in his professional life. A number of months ago, the papery industries factory burned down. Originally, the fire was believed by authorities to be an act of insurance fraud initiated by Bruce himself. After months of intense legal battles and some investigation by the Crimson Peacekeepers, it was discovered that the fire was orchestrated by one of Papery Industries' other board members, Agravain al-Mutkim, with the help of changeling assassins under the employ of the anti-16 known as Violation, or the anti-love. It is unclear whether Agravain was knowingly working for the Harbingers, or if it was merely that their goals aligned. Either way, Al-Mutkim is still roaming free and may have more plans in store for Bruce and Papery Industries. And while Violation has been eliminated, Bruce Mezher and all other friends and family of the Crimson Peacekeepers remain potential targets for the Harbingers that are still at large. Is there more trouble yet to come for the Mezhers and Papery Industries? Though there may be troubles at work, the couple does seem to be settling into domestic bliss at home as their little family has grown with the adoption of their daughter, Aurelia, or Ori for short. The adoption came by rather unusual means. The Crimson Peacekeepers were hunting down a coven of hags operating in the area. When the heroes defeated the villains, they found an innocent baby amongst the ruins. A baby who sparked a maternal instinct within Alice. Though even this joy is tainted by the shadow of the Harbingers, for the child was not born of normal means, but rather created by the death of another child at the hands of the hags, and cursed to become a hag upon her 13th birthday. Aurelia is believed not to be the only child like this, but there could be dozens of little girls in the orphanages of Eremer facing the same fate. It seems the Coven was working to create a hag army at the behest of the Hag Queen of the Underworld, the alias of the anti-16 known as Despair, a force working against hope. And certainly, to lose your child to evil in the prime of their youth is cause for despair. But hope prevails within Alice and the Crimson Peacekeepers that they can find a way to save Aurelia and her sisters from such a fate. Perhaps if they eliminate the Hag Queen, it may loosen the hold her magic has over the girls. Will the Crimson Peacekeepers soon venture into the underworld to find a way to fully cleanse Aurelia and the other orphans of their hag-touched fate? Keep up to date with all the latest news of the grit, glory, and good old-fashioned heroism of the Crimson Peacekeepers, live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on Twitch.